You are going to love this month's episode of the Northwest Market Update because not only am I going to cover the usual material of what the statistics are doing in the market, but I am also, I don't know if you can tell, I'm in Dallas at a foreclosure conference, which, as you might imagine, is a very hot topic. So stay tuned. Hi, Ed Laine here, coming to you live from Dallas, Texas. That's right, I am at the 5-Star Conference, which is a gathering of about 1,000 foreclosure brokers from all over the country. Some of the best people in the industry, most knowledgeable, plus all the asset management companies and their representatives, a real meeting of the minds. If you like information like this, I bring it to you every month in my market update. So pound that little subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. All right, so let's dive in. First things first, what's the market been doing? Well, if you've been watching my videos lately, you heard me say that inventory was going to be gradually rising over the summer. And in fact, in June, we had 0.58 months of inventory, so basically 2 weeks. And in July, it went up from 0.58 to 0.73. And what I've been telling people is that in August, once we got those numbers, we're going to see it go up even further because the inventory is increasing and sellers are getting their homes on the market during the summer, et cetera. But I caution people not to expect it to get all the way to 1 month of inventory. Well, I was wrong. It actually went down. We went from 0.73 in July to 0.70 in August. Didn't go down by a lot, but it went down. So what does that mean? Well, same thing I've been saying in the last couple of videos, the velocity in the market is historic. In fact, in the month of August, we had 11,437 new listings come on the market. And in that month, 12,238 went into escrow. So they went into active and then went into pending. So no wonder inventory went down, right? That left 7,425 active listings on the market. And you've heard me say a number of times that being under 10,000 used to be an anomaly. Now it's a regular thing for us. But 7,425 is down by almost 23% from this time last year when we had 9,591. So we were getting close to 10,000 last year, but we plummeted this year, 2,000 homes less. So what does all this mean? Well, what it means is that money is still really, really cheap. Interest rates are still really, really low. And that's incentivizing buyers to get out there and bid hard. Sellers are also going to start seeing a more evidence of buyer fatigue. So that means you got to price right and you got to be willing to accept the first offer that comes in the door. If you have no other indication of other offers brewing in the background, you should negotiate hard with that buyer. I've always said the first offer is the hardest one to get. Even in a multiple offer situation, the first offer is the hardest one to get. So be postured like that. Be smart about your pricing. Align yourself with a marketing expert like me or someone you know that's as experienced as I am, and get a list price strategy that is designed to maximize the results of your listing. Also get the house ready. People walk through homes looking for reasons to discount. Well, in this market, if they're not in a bidding war, they're going to be even more aggressive, right? Because remember, if a home's been on the market for even just 7 days, buyers start to assume there's something wrong with it and they start negotiating more fiercely. Now let's talk about why I'm here down in Dallas on a beautiful Sunday. I'm wearing a tie and looking like a schlep. Well, the 5-Star Conference is a conference of REO brokers, foreclosures, that is held every year, but skipped last year because of COVID. So this year, they expect to have over 1,000 brokers here. I can remember back in 2007 and 8, they would have 7,000 brokers. So it's actually going to be a better conference, I believe, because it's a little more intimate. I've already met today with half a dozen asset managers that, shoot, I could spend the whole trip and only talk to 5 or 6, and I've already done it in one day. Going to a dinner tonight where I'm going to talk to even more. So it's actually playing out that way. But here's what's key. I get asked every day, what do I think the market's going to do when the foreclosure moratorium expires at the end of the month? And I give an answer every time based on my opinion, but my opinion is based on my crystal ball. And I love that I'm here in Dallas talking to some of the best in the country and hearing what their crystal ball says. Now, the good news is I haven't been off the mark. There's a lot of people that share my belief, which is we are not going to see an avalanche of foreclosures. It's a mature market. This recession is different than the last recession. You can watch my older videos and learn about the 4 differences. Basically, the main, the bullet points are difference number 1 is the cause, right? This is a medical emergency, not a housing collapse. Difference number 2 is we had 8 months of inventory when the last recession started. This year we had 1, and it's only gone down since the recession started. Number 3 is the secondary market for non-performing loans is an actual mature market where there are players, investors, and hedge funds that buy those loans that didn't exist in 2008. And then lastly, the subprime lending doesn't exist anymore. Well, it's starting to come back, but not to the extremes where you could get 100% loans with no income, no asset, and no nothing verified, right? So much more conservative lending. There has been an accrual of foreclosures because since March 18th of 2020, there have been no foreclosures. And so those people that are getting into default every month, which happens in a normal, healthy market, have just been stockpiling, right? The servicers can't foreclose. So the estimates are there's about 15,000 foreclosures a month that would happen if allowed. So that puts us after 18 months at about 250,000 foreclosures. Now, here's the good news. In your state, you have a foreclosure process. Here in Washington, well, I'm in Texas right now, but in Washington, where I do business, we have a 120-day foreclosure process. So when the moratorium is lifted, even if they immediately started foreclosure proceedings on every loan, it would still be February before those homes hit the market. Now, you will see an increase in October because there are a number of loans that were near completion of foreclosure and they couldn't complete it because of the moratorium. But now all they have to do is complete it. So you're going to see an uptick in October, and then you're going to see kind of a quiet spell in November, December, and January. And then in February, you're going to start to see a flow again. Now, the moratorium is a federal moratorium. Every state can do what they want to do, right? So it's up to your governor to decide whether they're going to do something differently. Here in Washington, our governor is extremely liberal, and it won't surprise me at all if he says, yeah, we're going to do a moratorium further. So we will have to see, but there has been no talk of it as of yet. And they let the last one, the eviction moratorium, expire without doing anything. So hopefully they'll do the same thing here, because I'm not rooting for people to lose their houses. But it is unhealthy for our economy to have people squatting in houses that they're not paying for, and that's injuring the lenders and the landlords, right? So we need to let the market mature and naturally have this stuff flow through, rather than pretend like if we just halt it and don't allow people to foreclose, that it's going to go away, because it's not, right? So hopefully we'll start to see that stuff break loose. This really was a lesson we learned in 2008 and 9, and we ignored the lesson we learned in 2008 and 9, and that's why that recession lasted a lot longer than it should have. They should have torn the Band-Aid off and just moved the chains, but they didn't, and here we are again doing the exact same thing. So anyway, at the end of the day, if you're thinking about buying, now's the time to do it. Rates are going to start going up. They're going to use that to control inflation, and that's coming soon. So money is cheap right now, and you should take advantage of that. Inventory is low, so be aggressive, write as strong an offer as you're able, but also be on the lookout for homes that have been on the market for a while. 25% of the listings in our county have been on the MLS for more than 30 days. So those sellers, you don't have to get in a bidding war to buy those houses. So ask your realtor to look up those houses in particular. That gives you room to negotiate. If you're a seller, like I said earlier, have your ducks in a row, have the house as prime as you can. The move-in ready homes, the turnkey homes, those are the ones that can still garner multiple offers. I just had one in Redmond. I had 2 listings. Both of them were good homes, and one of them got 1 offer. And fortunately, we were able to get that buyer to come above asking. And the other one got 5 offers, and we were able to get them to bid against each other, and that garnered my client $140,000 additional dollars over the asking price. So in certain neighborhoods, those sorts of things are still happening. If your home is dialed, that also can cause a bidding war. So just get in lockstep with your realtor. Make sure that they have a plan to leverage the first offer as best they can. I had one where we got an initial offer that was aggressive, and we put out an APB to everybody else that liked that listing, and we're able to get 4 more offers before the first offer expired. And you know what? I never write offers that expire more than the next day. And this agent did. That gave me the time to exploit their weakness. So anyway, you want to have experience on your side. You want to have a good, solid strategy. And if you need either of those things, feel free to reach out to me. You also might be interested in my downsizing seminar. We're promoting this on Facebook and other places, but just go to downsizingwa.com. And there's a free online seminar about how to move from one house to the other house without being homeless and without having 2 mortgage payments. It's pretty cool. So thanks for your time. Look me up on social media. You can find me on Instagram at Mr. Ed Laine. You can find me on Twitter at Ed Laine Agent. And this is Ed Laine signing off.